Well, Google is a word known all over the world, an invented word, now world famous. It's a noun, it's a verb. Joining us now from our Cape Town studio to discuss what the highlights of that big business Google's annual I/O development conference was is Bradley Shaw. And he's a lead consultant at Africa Bumblebee Consulting. Morning to you, Bradley. There's been a big presentation where the future lies for Google, and they certainly seem to be being innovative, and lots of new things are going to come out. What's your reading of what they are intending?
Indeed, there are a lot of processes and announcements that were made. I think the largest one and the most important for most consumers globally is going to be the new Android operating system, Android L. It's a movement away from the existing name convention that they've chosen, moving away from the desserts. We've had Kit Kat, we've had gingerbread, so now we're moving on to Android L, or Android 5.0. The next one, from an enterprise perspective on the security side, the inclusion of Samsung's Knox software into the standard Android offering is going to be quite an interesting move. Security issues are certainly known within the Android ecosystem, so Knox is looking at firming up that security, and Knox is currently the only software that is available or has government security clearance from the Department of Defense in the US. And certainly wearables. Wearables have been something that the tech community has been looking at quite seriously over the last 6 to 12 months. But interestingly, Google Glass was nowhere to be seen this year at the conference. But certainly watches are making a big move with some serious developments in that space. We also had the introduction of Android Auto, which is certainly going to be a game changer. The SDKs are going to be now available for developers shortly. So we're going to start seeing apps and Android operating systems available for vehicles moving forward.
Bradley, one of the issues, it seems, to someone who likes playing with these gadgets but doesn't really understand them, is interactivity. So you buy new things. To what extent can you link them with the old things or other new things that you buy? Isn't that the trick? If you predict what's going to work and interact and be synergistic, then you're on the money. If you make a mistake there, you could lose a great deal.
Yes, indeed. That is quite correct.
So what are the areas where we do think there's going to be good synergy, and the things that are, you talk about the watches, for example, and now one thinks of an ordinary wristwatch, traditional wristwatch, and you say, well, will the new ones look like this, or will they look different, and what else will they be able to do with the gadgets that you've already got?
Well, the notifications are going to be key. Some of the developments on the Android Wear OS is that notifications from your smartphone will come through onto the watch, and they're going to be glanceable. So if the watch vibrates or your smartphone vibrates and there's a notification, you lift your arm to look at the watch, it's going to display key information on that watch. Another key development is, for example, the Android One, which is critical, I think, for emerging markets, including most of Africa, where they're looking at bringing the cost of smartphones running the new Android L software down to below the $100 mark.